Yo, what's up with Africans, bro? On some real shit. What's good with Africans here in America? I've been having some funny experiences with people from that continent of Africa, and it's funny because my father is from Africa. I'm half Nigerian, so but I'm always getting funny shit from Africans. A lot of Africans they have this issue. I'm not going to say it's that I've never been to Africa before. I'm pro Africa. I try to fuck with Africa, but whenever I have an experience with Africans in America, it's negative. I'm one. I'm pro Africa. I'm the type of motherfucker who's saying black people should go back to Africa because it's the lesser of two evils. I'm not saying Africa's perfect, but America is so much of a racist environment that it's not a racist environment like America. It's not conducive for black men being successful. You know, if you're in a racist country like America, where most of the people don't look like you and are being racist towards you, and you're experiencing racism left and right, you're not going to have that confidence and that motivation to want to succeed. You know, you're going to be distracted by your negative experiences, and your mind's just not going to be in the right place to handle your business and be successful. And you know, it's I can go even more in detail, but you know, so I support the Back to Africa movement, but like my experiences with Africans in America has been poor, straight up fucking garbage. And it's not me because people love to run this fucking bullshit thing that everything is is always a black man's fault. It, it's because the way you're dressing. It's because you're looking like a thug. It's because of how you're carrying yourself. Blaming on the fucking black man, the black American man. Fuck out of here. Nah, it's not me. These Africans in America are fucking. They have an issue with American black men. Africans in America have an issue with American black men. And I never been to Africa before. My father was from Nigeria. My mother's black American. Never been to Africa before. So I don't know if the Africans in Africa, on the continent of Africa, have an issue with American black men. But I know the motherfuckers who are in America, the Africans who are in America, they do. Especially the fucking women. I'm finna give y'all some fucking stories. Sometimes I'll be thinking like, bro, I'll be trying to rock with Africans. I'll be trying to rock with their ass, man. I'll be telling black Americans, nah, man, you should give Africa a chance, visit Africa, move back to Africa. Africa is the continent of your ancestors. But hey, I cannot blame black Americans who do not want to fuck with Africa because I see both sides of the coin. You know, a lot of Africans are funny style towards American black men. They are. I was on this fucking job. I had a fucking factory job. Those factory jobs are fucking low skill work. They're not the work in a fucking factory job. It's easy. It's low skill work. It's not hard work. It doesn't take a high level of intelligence to do that fucking factory job work, labor jobs and shit. And I was working with some Africans, and they be acting funny style, bro. These two African women were damn near harassing me all up in my face like I didn't know what I was doing. And they clearly saw that I did not have an issue doing my work. I was there for like 3 days straight. I was not having any issue doing my work, but they were like trying to handicap me like I was stupid and didn't know what I was doing. And their excuse would be, they didn't say this, but they were using the excuse that I was a new guy to act like I didn't know what I was doing. But that shit was easy as fuck. I was doing my work without any problems. But they were trying to use this new guy excuse to handicap me, to make it seem like I did not know what I was doing. But this young African girl from Africa, I think she was from like Rwanda, she was working alongside me. The two African ladies were not fucking with her. And she was new too. But they were only fucking with me. Oh, do you need help? Oh, you can't do this. Oh, we're gonna switch you because I don't know if you know how to do this. And that's what the African ladies were saying. Then I got tired of that shit. I'm like, I said, bitch, I went off on their ass, man. I was like, motherfucker, just because I ain't no motherfucker African like you doesn't mean I'm stupid. I said that shit and walked off and quit the fucking job because they was getting on my fucking nerves. These two African bitches. And there were a new African lady at the job, young African girl working a lot alongside me. They weren't treating her like she was stupid. The African ladies weren't treating the African lady who's new like she was stupid, but they were treating me like I'm stupid and didn't know what I was doing. Because I'm an American black man. If I right? And one of the African ladies who was giving me a hard time, she said something to the effect that I'm not a real African. I was telling the lady, she was from like she was from the Congo or whatever. I think she was from the Congo. And I was telling her that, I'm Nigerian. My father's from Nigeria. And I told her my full name. She saw my full name because we're working together and I have to write my name down and everything. And I have an African name. My first name and last name is Nigerian. So I'm telling her, I'm Nigerian. My father's from Nigeria. Then she said something to the effect that I'm not a real African because I wasn't born in Africa. I'm an American because I was born in America. Africans be on some bullshit, man. She was trying to run the I'm not a she was trying to say I'm not a real authentic African. Okay, whatever. Which is fucking bullshit because in most African cultures, if your father is from a place, if you are where your father is from in most African cultures. So if my father is from a village in Nigeria, that means I'm from there too. So you cannot tell me I'm not African if I have an African first name and an African last name. That's some fucking bullshit. And this other African lady, she told me something similar to that. This lady was from Nigeria, and this is a whole different situation. This was like a couple years ago, probably like 3 or 4 years ago. About and I'm speaking to this Nigerian lady, and she's saying that she basically told me I'm not one of them. And she's Nigerian like me. And she was trying to say I'm not a real African too, but I don't give no fuck. Bro, yeah. My experience with Africans are like is poor, especially with African women. They don't like black American men. They have like this prejudice against American black men. I'm not saying all of them. I'm not saying all of them are like that. I'm saying most of them are fucking like that. Most of them are like that. Yeah, my experiences with the African women here in America is like horrible. Dude, yeah, let's talk about that job again. African women here in America, they have an issue with American black men, especially American black men who are youthful. If you're an American black man who's youthful, then people in general have an issue with you. And that includes African women. You know, I'm at this fucking job, and this young African lady, she's acting weird and shit towards me, having her guard up against me, trying to act antisocial towards me and whatever. And we already know, man, like, I know how Africans are in America. It's like they have this whatever issue with American black men. So I already know that she's acting like this towards me because this is an African bitch who perceives me as being an American black man. Right. And she knows I'm Nigerian too. But you know, most people will say I look black American. And since I grew up my whole life in America, I carry myself probably more like a black American than an African. So I look and carry myself like an American black man. So when Africans see me, they see me as an American black man. They don't see me as being a true African. And Africans, they see themselves as separate from black Americans. That's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm seeing. Africans see themselves as separate from black Americans, which I really can't attack them on that because Africans and black Americans have a separate history. We have a separate history. Yeah, black Americans have been in America for hundreds and hundreds of years. So a lot of black Americans have lost that connection to Africa. But it's also the fact, like, dang, my father comes from Nigeria. And you know my father comes from Nigeria. So why are you trying to act like I'm not an African like you and you sticking your nose up at me? You acting like you can't have a conversation with me. You're purposely not sitting in the cafeteria just so I won't get a chance to casually speak to you. That's what this African girl was doing. And yeah, African women, they have an issue with American black men. It's like, I don't even, like, there's been like several bad experiences that I've had with Africans. Whenever I speak to an African woman in her like 40s or in 50s, whenever I speak to an older African woman, she damn near emasculates me. and talks to me like I'm some like not fully a man yet. They run this, oh, you should be in school. Are you working? What about your parents? You live with your parents? It's like, motherfucker, I'm 30 years old. What the fuck? I'm 30 years old and you know I'm 30 years old because I told you I'm 30 years old. And you up here talk to me like I'm some little ass kid. And I'm not no dumb motherfucker, so I know why they're doing it. They're talking to me like this because I'm an American black man. I'm an American black man. And these African women, older African women, they have this weird prejudice against American black men who are youthful. You know, I'm 30 years old, but I look youthful. And people have this weird issue with youthful American black men. They'll try to use your youth against you to emasculate you and say, "Oh, he looks young, so that means he's not a man yet." Weird ass shit. Because they cannot stand seeing a black man who carries himself like a real black man, so they have to emasculate you to downplay your manhood because this weird society has an issue with a real black man being a man. And African women, they have that issue. Whenever I get around older African women, and sometimes a lot of times I don't even speak to them, I can sense on them that they're having an opposition against my manhood just off of their body language. They have an opposition against my manhood as an American black man. I can sense that shit on older African women. And I got other stories about African women, but I don't even know if I'm going to tell all of them because I think you guys get the point already. But yeah, African women are fucking. They have an issue with the American black man, the ones in America at least. And I'm starting to think that shit might start in Africa. I think some of it does start in Africa. There are issues with American black men. There are negative perceptions of American black men. It might start in Africa because you gotta flip it because a lot of black Americans have a negative perception of Africa. And a lot of black Americans never even been to Africa before, but we think of Africans negatively, some of us as black Americans. Tell a black American to go to Africa, they'll be like, hey man, I'm never going to Africa. Fuck Africa. Them motherfuckers don't like us. Woo woo woo. And most black Americans ain't even been to Africa. So the opposite probably applies. Africans who live in Africa who never even met a black American, they probably are saying negative shit about us over there too. I told this African woman, I told this fucking African woman, I'm 30 years old, and she called me a kid. She called me a fucking kid. I'm like, the fuck out of here. African women, they have this issue with American black men. They have this weird issue. If I was a 30-year-old Nigerian man who's born and raised in Nigeria with an accent from her village, she'll never say, oh, you're a 30-year-old, you're a kid, and start talking to you like you're a kid. Man, fuck out of here, man. Sometimes I'll be thinking, like, man, fuck Africans, fuck the motherfuckers. So that's how I be feeling sometimes. Then I had a so-called African associate. But you gonna call that motherfucker a friend? This whenever we talk to whenever it's me and him. He's Nigerian too. Whenever it's me and him, and there's someone else along with us, right? This has happened like over 5 times. Whenever I'm having a conversation with him and someone else who I never met before, right? Whenever someone asks my ethnicity, he talks for me. Like, why are you talking for me? Why the fuck are you? First of all, why are you talking for me? If someone asks me a question about my ethnicity, my my heritage, I can answer that shit. I'm not a little ass kid, little ass boy who can't talk for himself. Why the fuck are you talking for another grown ass man? First of all, that's disrespect. That's some disrespectful shit right there. I can talk for myself. Why are you talking for me? I'm not no damn kindergartner. I'm not no damn. I'm in no damn preschool. I can formulate a fucking sentence and speak for my fucking self. Why are you speaking for me? He'll be saying, "Oh, he's half Nigerian and half Black American." Whenever someone asks, when I'm around him, and whenever someone asks me, "Oh, is he African? Are you African?" They'll ask me, "Are you African?" And then he'll be like, "Oh, he's half African. He's half Nigerian." Why do you have to? He like the so-called friend of mine who's Nigerian. He always has to highlight the fact that I'm not fully Nigerian. I don't give a fuck about your weak ass Nigeria, bro. But this nigga's always highlighting the fact that I'm not fully Nigerian. And he'll speak for me. Oh, he's half Nigerian. He's not full Nigerian. He's half Nigerian. He's half Nigerian. Oh, is he Nigerian too? Oh, he's half Nigerian. And the way he says it, the tone of his voice when he says it is like, oh, he's not a real African. I don't give no fuck, bro. I don't give a fuck about your love. I respect Nigeria though, you know. But I'm just saying though. At the same time though, dang. Like he's always insinuating my so-called associate, not my damn associate no more. He's always insinuating, oh, he's half Nigerian. He's half Nigerian. When someone asks me, am I Nigerian? Oh, he'll sing you, oh, he's half. Why are you speaking for me? That's another thing. Shit, if I was a full blooded Nigerian, you won't be speaking to me like I'm some little ass boy who can't speak for himself. You see how these Africans are, bro? I'm beginning not to fuck with their ass, bro. I'm beginning not to fuck with their ass. When Africans come to America, you know, they're like everybody else. When all immigrants want to come to America, they want to assimilate into American society. And to assimilate and fit into American society, immigrants, they feel like they have to fit in with white people. White people are the people who run America. White people run the government. White people run the medical system. White people run the police department. Right, white people run everything in America. So you know, immigrants they feel like to get their foot up in the society, they have to fit in with white people. And to fit in with white people, you have to be against the American black man. Racism against the American black man is what this country was built on, literally. slavery, Jim Crow. You know the story, history of America. So racism against the American black man, prejudice and haterism towards the American black man. That's what America is all about. And to assimilate into America, you have to, as a rite of passage, have an issue in haterism towards American black men. So Africans, they join on that American black man haterism train as well. You know, but it's unique in my case because I'm actually have a first and last name that's African. My dad is from Nigeria, but you know, I look and carry myself. You know, I am half Black American. My mom's Black American. Fuck Africans though. Some real shit. Sometimes I be feeling like that. Fuck Africans. The one in the Africans in America. Fuck them. The ones in the continent, I can't formulate an opinion on you because I haven't been in the continent of Africa yet. But the Africans in America, fuck y'all motherfuckers. Fuck y'all motherfuckers. Fuck y'all motherfuckers. Whenever I come across African women, they act weird. I was at this fucking. I was at this African event earlier this year, back in like what, April or May. I believe it was May earlier this year, and like the African women there, it was like a couple Nigerian ladies, right, and they were choosing up on me, but they had their guard up against me at the same time. It's kind of hard to explain. It was like I could tell like they were choosing up on me. They were trying to be close to me and put their hand on my shoulder and everything. And you know when a female's choosing up on you, but they had their guard up against me too. And you already know as an American black man, you already know which I already know how they are. African women are in America. If I was an African man from Africa and had an accent, they wouldn't be having their guard up against me. They would not. African women, they definitely see the difference between American black men and African men. They see the difference. Um, when an African woman, her standards will be much more relaxed when dealing with African men who are born and raised in Africa. When African women deal with African men who are born and raised in Africa, their standards are much more relaxed. But when it comes to when the African women want to deal with American black men, they judge American black men like how all other women judge American black men. An American black man, we have to be extremely good looking. American black men, we have to have top notch sex appeal. American black men, we have to have swag. American black men, we got to be this and that. Women, they have all these superficial standards for American black men and pretty much no standards for anybody else. But American black men, we have to make this fucking checklist. And African women, they'll have all these standards for American black men, but when they deal with African men who are from Africa, they don't got none of those standards. African man can walk around smell like shit. African man from the continent of Africa could be ugly as fuck, black as shit. and unattractive, and but if an American black man is unattractive, who African women won't fuck with him. But an African dude from Africa, he could be unattractive. But if an American black man is unattractive, well, he getting dissed. And yeah, I know there's a lot of funny shit from African women here in America. I definitely do. Yeah. A lot of them be sticking their nose up towards American black men, and they have their guard up against us, playing games. This other day, I was waiting on the bus, and this African lady, I could tell she was African because how she looked and her accent. And there's a lot of Africans in my neighborhood where I live in. She was an African lady, but I could tell like she was interested in me. I could tell she kept looking at me and shit. But at the same time, she was like she had her guard up against me. You already know I'm an American black man. When African women come to America, they play this fucking an American black man. The American black man is my fucking enemy role. The American black man is my enemy role. And African women play that shit in America. So the Africans in America, fuck y'all motherfuckers. Fuck y'all motherfuckers. The Africans in America, I don't fuck with y'all like that. I don't fuck with y'all. Whole ass niggas. um, yeah, man. Especially with African women. Almost all my experiences with African women have been negative. And it's not because of me. It's y'all funny ass African bitches. Y'all have a fucking issue with American black men. A lot of y'all are jealous of us black Americans. A lot of y'all African motherfuckers in America are jealous of us black Americans. Black American men, we are the we're the most talented motherfuckers in the world. We're way more talented than Africans. Historically, American black men were more intelligent than fucking Africans. We have been at more things than Africans. American black men, we are the representative of masculinity and manhood. African men are not no damn representative of masculinity and manhood. American black men, we are the shit. Our culture is fucking praised all across the world. The black American male culture that we started, hip hop, sports, movies, our civil rights icons are fucking praised all across the world. Is African culture praised all across the world? No. But black American culture is. So a lot of Africans, when they come to America, they feel a certain type of way. So some of it is jealousy. You know, and I was speaking with this Nigerian guy before, and he told me straight up. He said, when Nigerians move to America, when Africans move to America, Africans they tell their women, "Hey, stay away from American black men." This is what a Nigerian dude told me, and I see the truth with Africans, man. Like Africans are a piece of shit. I had a so-called Nigerian associate. He kicked me out of his fucking apartment so I can be homeless on the street again. I was homeless. I moved in with his so-called Nigerian friend. After like a week in that motherfucker, he kicked me back out on the streets. Africans in America, they don't like to help each other, man. Fuck Africans. Y'all, the Africans in America ain't shit.